So now we are going to talk about the Longline calculation methods. Prior to this one, you should have viewed the Persane one because it explains the raw methods that are common with Longline. So best to view the Persane one first. So in here it's a Longline and it's the same layout than Persane. So you've got a retained grid where you will have to choose the methods, and a discarded grid where you will have to choose some other methods. For the method descriptions, you have this here again. So you have method from 1 to 6. They represent different calculation types. And again, if you need some more detailed description of each method, you can point at each method headings here, and you would have a nice description. So let's go through each method one by one. I won't go for too long on this method because it was the same as observer, but basically it's taking the observer average weights of retained catch per trip and multiplying this by the full number of trips. So raising it to the total number of trips. Method number 2 is not too far away. It's the same observer average weights of retained catch but per day, and it's multiplying this by the total number of days. So these two methods are based on observer data. Method number 3 is again the logsheet estimate. So it's what you would have calculated in the logsheet tab. It's replicated here. It's the raised logsheet catch, and this is usually the preferred method. Method number 5, as you can see, is the observer unraised retained estimate. This is the last option when all other options are not possible for some reasons. But I would not select this unless you are able to select at least method number 2 or 3. So these are the retain catch methods, and as you can see here, definitely the preferred method for retain catch for Longline is usually the method number 3, which is based on logsheet data. So these were the retain catch methods. Now let's have a look at the discarded catch methods. So again, in here you are having the common method number 1, 2, and 3. The first two are based on observer average weight per trip and per day, and multiplying by the total number of trips or total number of days. Method number 3 is based on the logsheet trip estimates in weight, and method number 4 is based on the logsheet estimate but in number. So if the fishing officer has been reporting numbers and no weights, it would be used here. Basically this takes the number of fish that have been reported, and this number is multiplied by the average weight per fish, which would have been calculated in the observer tab, and this is how we come up with an estimate. The last method for discards is the observer unraised discard estimate. So again, you would choose this method if any of the two here are not possible, or even the method number 4 is not possible for some reasons. But most of the time, the choice will be between method number 2, 3, or 4 for this. So this is it for the Longline calculation, ACE calculation methods. For a reason, again, if you need to change one of the methods, like if we, for example, wanted here to change for this species here, we would like to use this value, which is coming from the log sheet, instead of the numbers that have been reported. I can go here and select method number 3 instead. Okay. And it would have selected method number 3 instead of method number 5. And this number selected, 0.14, would have been replicated here, which is here, this column is the final estimates that will be taken into account. So this is how you can select your methods and the explanation of each of them for Longline.